A pan-Yoruba group threatens to leave Nigeria because of Fulani herdsmen Meeti Allah. The pan-Yoruba social-cultural group Yoruba Koya movement has threatened to mobilize its people to exit Nigeria if Major General Muhammadu Buhari, the president of Nigeria, will not stop the consistent attacks on lives and peace, economy, and unity of the country by not speaking anything against the Fulani herdsmen under the umbrella of the Meeti Allah. Meeti Allah is an organization that is involved in cattle, nomadic life and cattle herding in Nigeria. And aside this, there are a lot of activities that are endemic and very terrible that have been attributed to them. Buhari once said out there, let's accept that he is also an Hausa Fulani and he also has his cows and definitely maybe he will want to protect his people. He said it there that Fulani do not carry weapons but sticks to control their cows. But what people have seen so far is not the sticks, but they found that this same group of people, Hausa Fulani, cow herders, bandits, terrorists, or whatever you want to call them, they go around with weapons. In a statement by convener Otumba Deji Osubogun, Yoruba Koya said it is alarming that leaders of Meeti Allah would consistently go on both local and international television stations, including newspapers, to harass, threaten, intimidate, and instruct stakeholders in Nigeria. The group called on Buhari to rise above ethnic chauvinism and ordered the immediate arrest and prosecution of all the leaders of Meeti Allah that had claimed responsibilities for a series of attacks leading to death of over 3,000 Nigerians in the last 4 years. Yoruba Koya threatened that refusal to checkmate this excess of Meeti Allah will give Yoruba people no option than to exit Nigeria. Well, I'm going to read word for word what the write-up of what they said, but I don't know why they need to wait for more than 3,000 people to be killed or for 3,000 people to have been killed for them to realize that the North has no positive impact in the marriage called Nigeria, even though they should know that the marriage itself should never have existed and right now it has expired. In their words, they said, while we do not want to dwell in the realm of rumors, however, we are forced to state very expressly that the threat to life and admission to mass murder by identifiable and known leaders of Meeti Allah without any word of caution or arrest by law enforcement agencies in the country led credence to the fact that Meeti Allah are carrying out the briefs of some invincible forces at the corridor of power in Abuja or elsewhere. A mere trade union from a tribe continue to eat up the polity while others shiver and shake in their pants for fear of attack, yet no arrest by our security formations. These murderous elements are so courageous that they appeared on live national televisions to attack a whole region comprising of over 50 million people, yet the agencies sworn to protect the lives and property of the people are acting like everything is normal. We say without any fear or intimidation that this is the antithesis of a strong and united nation. We, Yoruba people, therefore want to put the Buhari administration on notice that we are not scared of any of these mindless and senseless statements from the hoodlums that the Nigerian government is obviously aiding and abetting. We wish to inform them that we shall protect our land and people with all the resources God has provided and blessed us with. In addition to the foregoing, we are putting the federal government on notice that if nothing radical and patriotic is done to stop the ongoing mayhem and open threats to our people by Meeti Allah, we shall mobilize our people to take all democratic steps to ensure our safety and continuous existence as a nation within the Nigerian Federation, which may include a declaration of our sovereignty or our exit from the nation of Nigeria because we no longer guarantee our comfort, because we can no longer guarantee our safety, because we can no longer exist. Existence is not possible within this den of hell. Well, I think from the look of things, aside the group Amotekun that has been created in the southwestern part of Nigeria to combat the menace of Fulani herdsmen, to combat crime in general, aside this, I can see that at the end of the day, if not for politics of 2023, and all of them will take some bags of Ghana must go, and everyone will keep quiet again and act like nothing is happening. They act like the death of the people and all of this murder and senseless killings that is just ongoing and has been there. Maybe they will keep quiet and act like it does not exist any longer. But if we are going to keep strong and keep our minds focused, and if these people that have been selected or elected and they call themselves politicians or kingmakers, the godfathers and the rest of them, if they are going to throw away caution and throw away that empathy, humanity inside of them and embrace what they claim is their own personal self-aggrandizement or just to feel good, they create money, loot. If they're going to do that, then there's going to be a problem, meaning the voice of the people have to be much more stronger to voice their pains and to decide on what they want and what they don't want. It is not every time you wait for a supposed leader to decide your fate and come out to speak. The people themselves do not realize that they have a much stronger power and voice if only they can come up one and speak. Just like they say, it is easy to break a piece of broom, but when you have a bunch of it, it is very difficult for you to break it apart. That is the advantage of the people coming up with one voice to fight against injustice. And finally, in this case, to break away from that contraption called Nigeria, and also to foster, come up together and fight the corruption that is within, because that is also a cancer that needs to be fought, not just the breakaway from the country. Now, a lot of groups have come up to show signs that Nigeria is no longer working. Now, the question is this: is Nigeria no longer working because Hausa Fulani man is there and he has made sure that he fixed up his people in all the most juicy positions and positions that matters? Is that the reason why this is so? Or is it because the man himself, notwithstanding wherever anyone is from, is not acting and making everyone realize that we are all one Nigeria? What do you think it is? At the end of the day, one will quickly come to a conclusion. And what is this? That things will never work in that contraption. First, the country is illegal. The country is a joke. The country is a fraud. It is not supposed to be. It was never supposed to be. And it should never be. There are a lot of groups such as IPOB. And before IPOB, they had the Ohanese Ndigbo. They had the Masop. They had a series of groups. And they still have a lot of groups that are scattered all over the southeastern part of Nigeria. After the Civil War, which was not supposed to be, probably they would have discussed and talked democratically, but unfortunately, that was not possible as they spoke. But then, war was what they felt that they should. They felt that they can declare their own state, and unfortunately, it seems at that time there was a lot of issues on ground. But then, that is what they understood, and that's what they had to do. But now we are in a new dispensation. Like I said, Amotekun is out there to prove a point, even though some of the politicians, the godfathers, and the rest of the bullion van gang, they are not speaking anything right now because they are only concerned about their own pocket. They are concerned about their party, and they are concerned about their 2023. They only see things the way they want to see. Some of them might say, okay, what about the other regions that are involved in criminal activities? Is Evans not from the southeastern part of Nigeria? What about other criminals? Why is it that it's Hausa Fulani that is going to wear the tag of criminals in Nigeria? But whatever that is, to avoid all of this, that is what we are saying. Whenever things are getting complicated, you make it simple. And the only way these things can be made simple is for the nation to break apart is for us to disintegrate so that we can pick the little portions that we have in our regions and deal with them. But unfortunately, these people will not allow this. They are not interested in it. They are not pushing for it. They are making sure they do not allow this to work. Why? Because it is not going to favor them if things are in order. That's what it is for now. If you are already a member of this channel, I say a very big thank you. And we can all grow together if you're not a member of this channel by you simply tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.